Hello everyone and welcome to another celebrity themed pick a card reading. Today the celebrity this reading is based on is Rihanna Fenty. As you guys know, probably Rihanna is a musician, she's an actress, and she has a million businesses. So this reading is going to be centered on your inner Rihanna, aka what is your CEO personality? What would you be like as a CEO? As well as what are some obstacles that could get in your way as a CEO. So before we begin, I just also want to clarify that you do not have to be a CEO or own your own business to get into this reading, because this is largely about your personality, as well as, leadership potential and stuff like that. So no matter where you are in life, whether you're the CEO of a company or you are the CEO of your life, I'm sure maybe if this reading resonates, you can get something out of it no matter what. So we have 4 different groups here. So I basically just want you guys to pick the Rihanna photo that resonates with you, that's calling your name, and the timestamps will be in the description below. Hello, group number 1, and welcome to your Rihanna-themed pick a card reading, where we are going to be examining, taking a look at your CEO personality, and also what obstacles are in your way and how you can level up as a boss. So let's get started here with your CEO personality. So I pulled a few tarot cards, some archetype cards, and some animal spirit cards. And then later on, we're going to get into your obstacles. And then I also have some Rihanna quotes from her songs here. Then we'll draw a few of those to get an idea of what's standing in your way. So first we have the Magician, clarified by the 10 of Wands. So for you guys, I feel like you have this ability to, first of all, you're amazing at manifesting. You're amazing at getting things done. But you also make it look easy because the Magician is here in front of the 10 of Wands. So behind closed doors, you could actually be pulling a lot of weight and potentially feeling burdened by that. But in the eyes of the public, you're like getting stuff done. And so people are kind of looking at you like, wow, like she or he or they, whatever, is, they're so driven, they're so disciplined, and they just get things done. But behind closed doors, it's like you're breaking your back to get stuff done. So this isn't necessarily a good or a bad thing, but you guys have a lot of personal power. So that's really good. Next, we have the Ace of Rods, clarified by the Queen of Rods. So you guys receive a lot of inspiration and you have a lot of confidence, and you're very driven. So you're the kind of person who, like, you don't necessarily need motivation to get things done. And even if you procrastinate, compared to most people, you still are like on top of your game, like in terms of getting things done, because you're so passionate about whatever you're, what you're the boss of, okay, that it doesn't really take much for you to get out of bed in the morning to like go to work or start working, because you're so passionate about it. And all these plants and nature things happening in these cards makes me think that a lot of you guys could be, you're good at like nurturing your ideas. So you're good at like watching them grow. You're not somebody who feels like things need to be rushed or like you need to have it yesterday. Like, it'd be nice if, you could start a business today and tomorrow you could be making $1 million. But you understand the way time works and the way what it takes to nurture something. So you don't mind putting in the elbow grease and the work and the time to see it come to fruition. But yeah, and I also feel like you guys are very positive. Just Queen of Rods, very yellow, very bright, all that good stuff. Then we have the Devil card, clarified by the 3 of Cups. So here I feel like you guys may have an issue when it comes to collaborating with others, or working with other people in general, where you may let them take advantage of you, or you may, like, because you're a friendly, confident person, other people like you and then you become friendly with them, and then as a result, when it comes time to like lay down the law as a boss, it's hard for you to do that because it's like you're trying to discipline your friends in a way. So you could get taken advantage of in that way. So it's important that you set up boundaries so that people can't take advantage of the friendship that you guys have. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be friends. It could be like if you want to start a business with your family members, or I don't really feel like a significant other would be an issue. But for your family members, you know, that too could be an issue as well, where it's like, oh, that's my cousin, so let me show up to work 15 minutes late. She won't care. We grew up together. Do you know what I mean? So setting up those boundaries, making sure from the jump, at the beginning of the relationship, it's established that I'm the boss. You are the employee. These are the rules. You know, that could go a long way for you as a CEO. I also feel like for a small group of you, there could be an issue where you're influenced by others, right? So even though there's a lot of rods energy here, or wands energy, you could have people sort of like, you might share an idea with someone and they might try to dissuade you from doing it. So it makes you think like, should I do it? So you may have some hesitations there as well, but I feel like most of you, that's not really an issue. Then finally, we have the Two of Wands, clarified by the Ace of Pentacles. So again, you guys have a lot of ideas. I don't know, this extra hand here, this person handing over the second rod, again, makes me think that you guys are also influenced by others. So either you're inspired by others, or like I was saying with the Three of Cups, Devil card there, people, like you could have an idea for something, tell someone, and then your cousin is like, maybe you should do this instead. And then you kind of like have to, you're in your mind, you have to take a step back and be like, maybe I should do that. I don't know, blah, blah, blah. But either way, these ideas that you're having are very profitable because we do have the Ace of Pentacles here. And because you are so dedicated to nurturing, even though you may be a beginner in something, you're willing to put in the time and effort it takes to practice it. Then for the archetypes cards, we have the Siren and the Creator. So as the Siren here, okay, so like I said before, with being influenced by others, you could have the type of personality where other people start to speak to you and then you want to maybe you change your mind. Because the Siren is, you know, a mermaid who would sing to men while they were sailing past on boats, and then the men would like go crazy, jump in the water and then drown. That's kind of the mythology behind sirens. So either you're being easily persuaded or you're very persuasive yourself. Okay, so you could also just be, and I think most of you are probably falling into that second category of people who are persuasive, because we did have the Queen of Rods here, and the Queen of Rods, I mean, look at her, like, she's laying down the law. So I do feel like some of you are good orators. You could be eloquent, good speaking voices. I mean, we do have the lion here. I haven't really gotten into the animal cards yet, but the lion is the king of the jungle. Okay, we all saw the Lion King. All right, we know what's up. So you guys could be, you know, just have a commanding presence. You could be the type of person, you walk into a room, people look at you. So you could be good at like you would be good at, on like the Shark Tank. Do you know what I mean? Like if you had an idea and you were like, I need money, I need to get investors. I feel like you could easily walk into a room, provided you're not being, you know, sabotaged or taken advantage of by your friends and family members. You could walk into a room and just really give a compelling presentation that at least gets the respect of the sharks in the room or the investors in the room. And the Siren also makes me think of someone who, you know, they go with the flow. So you're open to new ideas. You're constantly getting new ideas. So you can kind of adapt those ideas into whatever pre-existing business you already have. Okay, so if you start out like, I want to sell paintings, and then one day you're like, I also want to, what if I made my paintings into tarot decks? Like you started out like, I just want to be a painter and sell my canvas paintings to hang on people's walls in their houses. But now you're also designing like tarot decks or like t-shirts or something. Like, it's kind of that kind of adaptable mentality, going with the flow energy. You're not going to stick to one thing. If you have other ideas, you're going to take those things on. And then as a creator, oh, actually, I think the person has a paintbrush in their hand. Oh my gosh. So as a creator, again, you just have an abundance of ideas. You're constantly thinking of new things. You always want to make new things. You might be someone who has a lot of interests. Like, this makes me think of like myself, honestly. Yeah, you could be someone who has a lot of different interests, and you just find a way to combine them in this unique way, or just have multiple streams of income or hobbies and things, just because you have so much creative potential, creative juices. And finally, for the animal spirit cards, we have the lion and the owl. So I do have the animal spirit guidebook here. So I'm just gonna read a little bit about each animal. So the lion is patient, regal, and a complete master. Okay, they are the epitome of peace and strength. When out of balance, they can be withdrawn and too serious. They are the living mascot of self-transformation. They dedicate their life to personal and spiritual growth. This dedication inspires some and intimidates others. Therefore, the lion is respected by all but known intimately by few. The lions are observant, stealth, and precise in their words and actions. They do not waste energy or resources. So when we think of the magician, it makes a lot of sense that you guys would also have the lion card, because the lion is, again, a master. They are into self-transformation, and the magician is capable of, doing whatever they put their mind to. You think of this, you look at this person, they have, they got the swords, the cups, the wands, and the pentacles. So they're a complete master. They are a master of like all the elements, like the Avatar. So again, you guys have the work ethic to like become the masters of whatever you put your mind to. But I do also feel like you're the type of person who could like try out a new hobby tomorrow and it comes out pretty good on the first try. Even if it's not the best, it's still like, people look at it and they might think you've been doing this for months when really that was the first time you did it. And then again, we did have the 10 of Wands there as well. So you guys could be workaholics when it comes to your business. Okay, and then for the owl card, the book says abundance, clairvoyant treasures. The owl is generous, trusting, and secure. And when out of balance, there could be money quarrels and scarcity. The owl is a mysterious and otherworldly creature. Represents wealth, beauty, and good fortune. Trust that the wellspring of treasures is infinite. Okay, so an owl represents abundance. So you guys, honestly, if you don't own a business already, I'm sure you've been thinking about it because you clicked this video. You really should, because there's a lot of positive cards here that are in your favor, really, for when it comes to, starting your own business, creating your own thing. But yeah, the owl is also just a symbol of wisdom, and it's a bird, so it represents that communication, that air element. So again, like, you guys, when you speak, it's powerful. You can easily manifest what you want, and it's just a matter of looking out for using that owl ability to make sure that you move correctly when it comes to people in your life who are also involved in your business, whether that's friends or family, as well as using wisdom when it comes to like workaholicism and knowing, when is my limit? When do I need to stop and take breaks? When do I need to trust my intuition versus listening to other people? Like, all that stuff can come into play with the owl. Now I have a few cards here that I'm going to pull to get into what issues or obstacles you guys may have. and how to overcome them so that you can level up as a boss. Okay, so you guys, for your obstacles and ways you can level up as a boss, we have a leg up, chaos and conflict, the tribe reversed, deep knowing, blossoming, moving on, light, and hope. Okay, so first thing I want you guys to take notice of is that we do have the number 33 appearing twice on the blossoming card and the chaos and conflict card. So if that number is something you see a lot or has some type of special meaning for you, this is like confirmation that this is, part of your path. But a little bit on the blossoming card, the book says, do not give up. You have planned for this. Take no notice of what others think or say about you. Open and rise. Someone around you may be jealous of your success. Mark your victories. So this goes back to what I was saying with the devil and the 3 of cups. You may have people in your life who are moving in a deceptive way. Okay. And we also have chaos and conflict. Oh, sorry. Let me get into the leg up. We have a leg up. So these people might actually disguise themselves by seeming to be helping you. So again, they could be trying to work with you, work for you in your business, but it could cause some issues later on if there's no boundaries and stuff like that. So we have chaos and conflict with the moving on card, and we have the tribe reversed. Okay, so there could be some issues with who you choose to keep in your circle, who you choose to share your energy with. And because you guys have this owl card, you have this deep knowing, you have the ability to, if you have the ability to discern who should be in your life, who might not be so good. And it's just a matter of not giving people too many chances, right? Because there's that saying like, fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice. No, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. Okay, so just knowing when it's time to cut ties with people and move on. We do also have the light and hope, which is the sun card and the star card. If you guys are familiar with tarot. So even though you may have to walk away from some people and kind of do a reset on your tribe, do a reset on who's in your circle, there is still going to be hope at the end of the day. There is the sun card. So that just means, you may be losing people, but you're going to regain some. Because when you decide to level up in your life, you're going to attract the people who are matching the level that you're on, right? Like if you're on level 10 and your friends are on level 3, deceiving you, being jealous of you, taking advantage of you. Okay, the minute you let them go, you go up 3 levels. Now you're on level 13. And now you're going to attract people who are also on a higher level as well. And they're not going to do those things to you, in theory. So there's a lot here with plants, again, and nature. We have blossoming. We have like light and hope, which gives me like, okay, we need the sun to grow our plants. Okay, literally the blossoming card has like flowers and stuff in it. Ooh, and a violin. So a lot of you are very grounded people. You're very down to earth. Okay, and you want to nurture others, and sometimes that comes at a cost because people don't necessarily deserve to be nurtured in that way. So you just got to know where to put your energy and where not to put your energy. And then I'm also going to draw some Rihanna song quotes here for you guys. See what messages we're getting there. Okay, I'm going to do 2. Okay, so the first one here, shush. What now? I just can't figure it out, from the song What Now? Then you took the best years of my life. I took the best years of your life, which is from the song Love Without Tragedy. So for that first quote, what now? I just can't figure it out. Again, we do have this deep knowing card. So Some of you guys might be trying to use your logical mind to figure out what moves to make as a either current or future CEO or boss. And we did have the owl card. There's an owl on this card as well. I think that's the owl. So again, you guys have this intuition. You have a deep inner knowing. And sometimes it's best to just follow that instead of trying to rely on your logical mind, because your logical mind, your ego can sometimes point you in the wrong direction. So just follow that deep inner knowing that you have and you won't be led astray. Then with the you took the best years of my life, I took the best years of your life. Again, we have chaos and conflict. So again, you're someone, like I said, you're someone who wants to nurture people, to help take care of people, and that's great. But, you know, some people are in your life for a season, all right? And when it is time to cut ties, it's time to cut ties. Don't feel like, you know, you owe people things or they owe you things. If they're not treating you the way that you want to be treated, if they're not respecting your boundaries and respecting your business, then this is just going to cause you a lot of strife and struggle. And it's best to just kind of like shed yourself of that type of energy now, as opposed to trying to hold on to it for the sake of, you know, oh, I invested my time into this person, or we've been friends for 20 years or what have you. But yeah, that's all I have for this Rihanna-themed reading. Group 1, I hope you enjoyed the reading. And I hope to see you again on another video on my channel. And we're going to move on to group number 2. Hello, group 2, and welcome to your Pick a Card reading, your Rihanna-themed pick card reading on your CEO personality and what you guys can do to level up, what obstacle you're facing as a boss. So first we're going to get into the CEO personality, and then I do have some other cards that I have already shuffled and drawn for the obstacles, and we're also going to pick some Rihanna lyrics from this jar to get some further clarification on how you guys can level up. Okay, so first of all, we have a lot of reversals here. Reversals just kind of mean the energy could be blocked. But luckily I have some cards underneath each of these tarot cards up top to clarify what they mean. So first we have the Page of Pentacles reversed, clarified by the 8 of Wands. Okay, so to me, this is talking about having an opportunity, a financial opportunity here, and being very gung-ho about it, going for it, but this idea may not pan out the way you think it will. Okay, so even though you're all excited to do it, because it is reversed, it's not going to turn out the way you hoped. So for example, and keep in mind this is a general reading, so this is just an example. Let's say you're a college student, okay? So you could decide to go to college. You're gonna major in, I don't know, accounting. And you're all gung-ho about it. You're 8 of Wands about it. Yes, let's go to college. Let's do accounting. But because it's reversed, it can mean that you're going to end up in a career not related to accounting. Okay, or it could mean, another example, you could start a business and you could think you're going to make a certain amount of profit, but when all is said and done, you're actually not going to make as much as you thought you were, right? So it's kind of just like you're moving forward in this decision, but it may not be the best decision for you in the long run. At the time, it could feel that way, but in the long run, maybe you're going to end up taking sort of like a 180 from where you began. Okay, so like I said, you come out of college, you have a degree in, what did I say? Accounting. You end up working in video game animation. How did that happen? I don't know, but it's reversed. You know what I'm saying? So that's just an example. Yeah, so in terms of your personality, I think it just means like you're going to go through a lot of changes. Okay, you're going to go through a lot of you're going to take a lot of left turns, right turns in order to find what path you're supposed to be on in the long run. So it really is like your career is really going to be, it's not going to be a ladder. It's not really a ladder for most people, but your career is not going to ascend like a ladder. You know what I mean? It's not like go to college, I get my bachelor's in accounting, then I go get my master's in accounting, then I take the exam, then I become a certified accountant, then I go work for these accounting firms. It's not going to be like, it's going to be like zigzag. Like it's going to be like, get my degree in accounting, get a master's, realize I hate accounting, let's do animation for 3 years, realize I'm more passionate about teaching, go to teach animation to students, decide I'm going to make my own movie, go do a movie. Like, it's kind of just like, it's not like a linear path. It's very like all over the place a little bit. Okay. That's the vibe I'm getting from these cards. So then we have the Four of Wands clarified by the Tower. So the Four of Wands is interesting because it can represent like your foundation. It can represent like your home. And then the Tower conversely is like your foundation. It's not really conversely. That's the wrong word to use. But the Tower can represent like your home being torn down, like your foundation being destroyed and then rebuilt. So again, I just feel like you guys, your CEO personality is going to change a lot and your path is going to change a lot. Okay, so you just need to, it's important to be open to the possibilities and to not close yourself off from new things being revealed to you, because it's likely that that is going to happen. If this reading is resonating for you, like if you're the type of person who, when you were, you always had a hard time figuring out what to do as a career, like that's definitely something I could see being an issue for this group, because there is a sense of like building a foundation and then having it destroyed. And it's not even, destroyed is maybe the wrong word, but like just coming to different realizations over time and trying to figure out what exactly you want to do. Okay, so like the traditional path, the traditional career path is not necessarily going to be for you. Like you guys are very unique. You have very unique personalities. And so you're going to have a unique career path, and that's nothing to be ashamed of. It's just kind of how life is. Most people, they don't come out of college doing the job that's necessarily super related to their career, or they may change their career halfway through. I mean, if you look at Michelle Obama, pause. This is a Rihanna reading. I'm so sorry. Let's get into Rihanna. Rihanna started out as a music artist. Now sis is out here, selling high fashion clothing. Okay, selling lingerie, selling makeup and skincare. So, and she makes music and she does acting. So don't think you have to limit yourself. Don't think you have to stay on the straight and narrow path that someone else has laid out to you, because that's likely not going to be the case. Okay. And I feel like this idea of tradition may have been established when you were a child, when you were younger, or like from your family. Like maybe your family encouraged you to, hey, go to law school. You know what I'm saying? Get a stable job. Build your ranks up, climb the ranks in one company that you stay in forever. Like they may have pushed those ideas on you, but you're kind of like rebellious a little bit. And you're just like, I'm going to do my own thing, mom and dad. So then that's also what the Four of Wands reversed in the Tower could be talking about. Then we have the Eight of Cups clarified by the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Wands talks about walking away from something, cutting ties from something emotionally, okay? But because it's reversed, it may take some time to get there. So it may actually take you a while to sort of divulge from this traditional path that you think you need to be on, or you might also have to go through these Eight of Cups moments as a CEO boss a lot. And by the way, when I say CEO boss, I don't mean you actually have to own a business. You don't have to own a business to watch this reading. But I just mean like your CEO mentality. Like maybe eventually you want to own your own business. This might happen a lot. Like you might be the type of person who has a lot of different small businesses before you find that one business that you stick with for like a long time. Okay. Or you could be the type of person who like There's people who they'll start up small businesses and their goal is to just sell the business once it becomes profitable. So you could just start up a lot of small businesses, sell them to bigger companies, and then move on to the next thing. And so this Eight of Pentacles here is also just talking about putting in a lot of hard work, practicing your craft. So you guys could be, even though you may be aiming for a more traditional path, or you can have a certain career path that you're on, you have side hobbies or other things that you're working on that you're trying to master. Okay, so you could be, for example, you could be a singer. You love singing. So you post videos online of covers, music covers, or you write your own music and you publish it on SoundCloud, but you're not really necessarily making a lot of money or any money from it. But in the meantime, you have an actual stable 9-to-5 job or jobs that you switch off and on. So this is good. Again, keep your options open. Practice what is passionate. Practice what brings you passion. If that's singing, if that is crafting, if that's woodworking, you know what I'm saying? And also having 2 8 cards here, I think also suggests some karma here that you guys could be working through. So this could be an issue from, like, if you believe in past lives, or this could just be an issue that it's going to take you a long time to get out of, this karma of, you know, being on a certain path, having a certain foundation, and then sort of trying to rebel against it, doing what's unique to you as a person, all that good stuff. Next, we have the King of Swords, clarified by the 6 of Pentacles. The King of Swords, he is, you know, he's a master communicator. He is someone who he could be cutthroat. He's strategic. He's an intellectual. And then we have the 6 of Pentacles. This is someone who's generous, someone who gives back, someone who's fair, who has a lot of resources to spread. So with the King of Swords reversed, I feel like a lot of you, or some of you, could be, like I said, good communicators, very intellectual people, but you're not spreading the wealth enough. Okay, so it could indicate for some of you that you need to be in a job where you're spreading a message. Okay, because since it's reversed right now, it's blocked, so you're not really doing that. So you should be spreading your expertise, maybe that 8 of Pentacles expertise we were talking about before. Maybe you need to be teaching people something. Maybe you need to be, I don't know, just doing something that involves sharing resources with others. Yeah, right now you guys are sort of keeping these ideas and these thoughts to yourself. So for example, you could be a movie critic. Like, you could, let's say you like to watch movies. There's people on YouTube who share movie reviews. Instead of sharing your opinions on movies, you keep them to yourself. Like, that it could be like that kind of energy where it's like you could have an idea or ideas that if you share them with others can make you money. You know, you could even be a writer or something involving communication. Or you potentially could be a writer or something involving communication, but you're not spreading your ideas with other people. You're sort of taking more of an isolation, solitude mentality. So maybe you're not confident in your talents, or it just hasn't occurred to you that you could share them with others. Or maybe you've always thought about it, but you just never did it. The 6 of Pentacles could also be talking about people in your life who are willing to help you, but because your King of Swords is reversed, you could be kind of closed off to this help. Okay, so maybe you're being prideful. Someone could be offering to buy you a camera, but you're like, nah, I want to make my own money and I want to buy my own camera. Or it could be like, you know people who could offer you advice on something, but you're choosing to not ask them. So it could be a couple of different things. This is a general reading. But yeah, now I'm going to get into the archetype cards here. So with the Vision card first, focus. With the Vision card here first, I feel like many of you could have an imagination. You have a lot, you maybe daydream a lot about what you could be doing with your time. And you also have an idea of where your path lays. But what we want to be careful of is not being closed off to the possibilities of other things happening. Your vision should be adaptable to what life has to offer, because your life, again, is not necessarily going to go in a linear path. Then we have the Anima Mundi card. And in the book, Anima Mundi is described as the energy behind the world card in the tarot deck. Both carry themes of universal unity, completeness, and embrace. But basically with Anima Mundi, because it does have a similarity to the world card from tarot, again, I'm taking this as karma. So just you guys working through your own personal karma. And then also the idea of karma being a circle is that you're kind of staying on this path, doing the same thing day in and day out. It's important that you guys break from that circle, okay? It's important that you guys do things differently sometimes and take risks, because that's when you find greater rewards. If you stick too rigidly to the vision that you have, it's going to force tower moments upon you that are more extreme, as opposed to going with the flow and just letting these tower moments or these realizations happen naturally, and then taking the steps to adapt your life in such a way that it aligns with who you want to be as a person, and it aligns with who you, like, your unique perspective, vision, talents, all that good stuff. Then we have the animal spirit cards. So first we have the bat. Now the bat represents like regeneration and transformation. So I just think that goes along perfectly what we were saying about the tower card, transformation, coming to realizations of ourselves, adapting to those realizations. So yes. And then with the elephant card, the elephant represents someone who's wise, someone who's caring, someone who has a lot of knowledge. So again, with the King of Swords energy, sharing that knowledge could be something that is good for you mentally, financially, spiritually. As well, the elephant also is kind of like a reminder, because the elephant can basically ram through obstacles. It's a reminder that you guys can really overcome anything. So don't be too disheartened by all these reversals, because, you know, life may not go in a linear path for you, but it just means that at the end of the day, you're going to have a more rewarding experience, a unique experience that you can use to help others and you can share with others. Now I'm going to go through these other cards on your obstacles and what you can do to overcome them. A lot of cards fell out, so this is going to take a while. Okay, grab a drink if you didn't already. And then I'm also going to pull some Rihanna quotes here as well. First, we have triumphant success reversed. This is giving me very Saturn energy, like this whole spread. This, like, Saturn is kind of like the planet that represents obstacles, life lessons, fears, insecurities, restrictions. And so I think you guys are going to have a lot of success later on in life, like 30s or later, as opposed to earlier on in life. Like earlier on in life, you might struggle a little more with finding your path, but eventually you are going to get there, but it's going to take you some time. Okay, so the Ace of Swords also suggests that this Swords energy could be the source of your success. So again, communication, your intellect, your knowledge, all of that could be a key part of what makes you a boss. Then we have the Six of, well, it's called Memories of Love, but it's the Six of Cups. I think, again, your past can hold you back, group 2. So making sure that you're not sticking to the vision too rigidly, or sticking to what other people have told you need to do with your life, or how you should move in your life. That is going to be key, instrumental in leveling up and being a boss. With the Crown Chakra card here, this is a very powerful card. Okay, you guys are going to be getting insights into who you should be and the things you should be doing. But because it's reversed, it's up to you to make sure that you're actually listening. Okay, because these insights can come in, or it's going to appear a lot as intuition or synchronicities or something. So making sure that you're open to receiving this information is important. Then we have deception and envy. Now I feel like this deception and envy, which is the Seven of Swords reversed, this is you, group 2. Like, this is you. You're out here in these streets wearing a mask, pretending to be something you're not. Okay, because when it's reversed, it makes me think that it's not even other people who are deceiving you, but it's you who is deceiving others. Self-acceptance is going to be big here. Your throat chakra, because there's a lot of swords energy here. This is Seven of Swords. We got the Ace of Swords. We got the King of Swords. Feeling like you can speak freely, feeling like you don't have to hide certain parts of yourself. That's going to be a huge theme playing out in your life, playing out in the way you are going to level up as a boss, as a potential future or current CEO. Then we have sacrifice reversed. There's certain things in your life you're going to have to give up, whether that's physical items. I think it's mainly going to be mental items. You're going to have to do a lot of regeneration. So figuring out who you are and aligning with that image of who you want to be and who you are. Those things are going to have to be sacrificed in order to move forward. So you see how there's like a rainbow here? That kind of reminds me of like, you know, after a storm, after a rainfall, a rainbow will come out. Okay, so you might go through periods of time where it seemed kind of dark, but at the end, or there's going to come a moment where there's going to be a rainbow and you're going to realize that it all meant something and it was all for a greater purpose. Then we have the Peace card reversed. Okay, so if you're living in deception and envy, I'm imagining peace is not something that true inner peace is not something that you're feeling very deeply. A fork in the road, you're going to have to make some bittersweet decisions. But even the fact that it was covering the Eight of Pentacles lets me know that these are decisions that can't be avoided. And again, you need to follow your intuition, follow what feels right, as opposed to following your logical mind and blocking yourself off from potential opportunities for you. So the only card that's up right here is Unfinished Symphony. So again, it's important to not lose hope and to realize that, again, life does not always go the way you want it to go. Sometimes when you're listening to a symphony, the music ascends and then it descends and then it ascends again before you get that final finish. So it's not going to be, you know, a one note kind of life. You're going to have a life that's has ups and downs, just like everybody else. But in terms of your career, in terms of your CEO boss life, you're going to get there. There's some karma we need to rework. Your foundations need to be changed, but it's all a possibility. Exchanging gifts reversed. So again, you're not sharing your gifts with the world. You might have talents that you're stifling or keeping hidden from others. And look, it's covering the Eight of Pentacles. So again, this is a talent that you're working on in your free time, but you're just kind of keeping it to yourself. Okay, then we have New Life reversed. Okay, so this is the life that's meant for you eventually, where you're living in your truth, you're living as your true self, you're sharing your ideas and beliefs with the world, you're living unapologetically. Hello, that's a Rihanna album, Unapologetic, get into it. So, new life, it's okay to reinvent yourself. Don't feel like you can't. Don't feel like you can't rebel against what people think of you. They're just going to have to get used to, this new you. Because the new you is who you have been this entire time. You just haven't been sharing it with others. We have By the Book reversed. So again, you guys are following a traditional path or doing what other people expect of you. But because it's reversed, it's not real. It's kind of hindering you in the long run. I did also pull this Patience card. So the book says about the Patience card, it says, enjoy the journey, not just the destination. The time has come to learn patience and avoid the lure of instant gratification. Slow down, take your time. Things are happening, you just can't see it yet. Be loving and patient with your body. Oh my God, that's what I've been saying this whole time. Okay, so again, trust the journey. Trust the process. That's the saying. Trust the process. Your process is not going to be easy, but like most really successful people don't have an easy life. Okay, they have to go through some struggles. Okay, there's a lot of themes here of like circles and eggs, right? Because we have the vision, there's like an egg there. Anima Mundi. Mundi is like the world. There's an egg on this card. There's an egg on this card. So life is cyclical. It's not like linear. You know what I'm saying? Like I keep saying linear. Take a shot every time I say the word linear in this reading. No, but life is cyclical. You have ups, you have downs. Eventually, you're going to get there. Enjoy the journey as it is happening, because once you get to your destination, which is when you're like the boss, okay? When you're the CEO, well, you're already the CEO of your life and you're already a boss in your own way, but you know what I'm saying? You're even more of a boss. You're living in your truth. When you get to that point, all the lessons that you learned from these struggles is going to make you even more powerful and even more capable and even more knowledgeable, so that when you share your story with others, it inspires them even more. Okay. Now I'm going to pull some Rihanna songs, lyrics, to see. Shake it up. I want one at the bottom. Excuse me. Hi, excuse me. I want this one. Okay, 3 fell out because I was trying to get this one and then 2 others fell. So this one says, I came riding in on a pale white horse, handing out highs to less fortunate, which is from the song Consideration. Okay, so we'll put that there. Then we have You the One That I Dream About All Day from the song You the One. Okay, a bop. Then finally, we have Who Cares When It Feels Like Crack from the song Kiss It Better. She's blurry. I came riding in on a pale white horse, handing out highs to less fortunate, right? So group number 2, your image. Let me get this card too to back me up, okay? Your image can be something that is holding you back here because you feel like you need to uphold this idea that you're like this super impressive, powerful knight, when really who you really are inside is not aligning with this image, and it's making you it might even make you feel envy, right? Because you're like, oh, I came riding in a pale white horse, handing out highs to less fortunate. Like, you start to feel envious of other people who are living in their truth, and that's not good for your mental health. Right? So it's important that we're examining the things we're thinking to ourselves about ourselves and about others, because that could give an indication of how we can live our own lives for the better, how we can improve our own lives. Okay, so if you're looking at Tom and Jerry over there down the road, owning their own business, doing their own weird, unique thing and living their best life, and we're feeling some type of way about it, maybe it's time we take off the mask and also start living in our truth, okay? Then we have You the One That I Dream About All Day. Here. So the 8 of Pentacles. This is giving me 8 of Pentacles. This is what you're doing in your free time, what you're passionate about. This is what you're thinking about. And you're stifling that in favor of your image or appeasing other people. That's no bueno. Who cares when it feels like crack? Kiss it better. It's important to also not chase the things that give us a temporary, short-lived high, right? Because it might feel good in the moment that when you get that paycheck from that accounting firm. Remember that accounting example I used? When you get that first paycheck from that accounting firm and you making $80,000 a year, it feels great at first to have all this money. But like, are you actually happy though? Is this good for your happiness and your mental health in the long run? Probably not. To be living a lie. Okay, or to be even if you're not living a lie per se, like you could genuinely think that this is what you want to do, but is it actually making you happy, or are you just like chasing these small moments of excitement, aka that paycheck or that party that you're getting invited to because you know certain people now? Okay, these are all important things to consider. Group number 2, this group, I just spent 40 minutes talking. I'm gonna edit that down to less, but I'm tired. So thank you, group 2, for getting into this Rihanna-themed reading. I hope this helped you. I hope you feel some hope. Okay? You're gonna have the peace that you deserve. But anyways, group 2, thank you for tuning into this reading. I hope to see you again on some other videos on my channel. And I'm gonna move on to group number 3. Hello, group 3, and welcome to your Rihanna-themed pick a card reading on your CEO personality and what obstacles or things we need to do to level up as a boss. First, we're going to look into your CEO personality. Then I have some extra oracle cards here, as well as some Rihanna song lyrics that I'm going to pull to look into the obstacles, we're trying to overcome. Okay, so first we have the 10 of Cups clarified by the 3 of Cups. This is saying to me that your relationships are a huge part of your CEO personality. You're someone who, you can really collaborate with other people. You have a talent, you have like a knack for picking out like the perfect people to be on your team, right? Like when we think of someone like a Rihanna, who has all these different businesses, all these different things she's doing, she has to have an amazing team to be able to produce all the work that she does, because she's only one person, right? And she's not an expert in every field. She has to have her choreographer help her out with her performances. Then she's got to have, people got to sew the clothes, create the clothes physically and all that, So she has a team of people. Okay, so one of your CEO talents is being able to identify, who is best for each job. Okay, you over there, you're going to make a great assistant. You over there, you're going to be a great creative director. You over there, you're going to be a great accountant. I don't know. But your personality is such that like people want to follow you. You make it so that it doesn't even feel like you're the leader and they're your underlings. You make it so it feels like it's a collaboration. It's a joint venture. It's not just like I'm the boss and you're the subject or the employee. It's like we're working on this together. We're building this together. This company is as much mine as it is yours, even though legally it's yours. So that's really a great skill, because being able to master these interpersonal relationships as a CEO is something that not everybody can do. Okay, so that's awesome. Then we have the Wheel of Fortune and the 2 of Cups. So the Wheel of Fortune is kind of like talking about things coming to an end, or it could be talking about like cycles, kind of like ups and downs of life. And then the 2 of Swords is a card of like having to make a decision, being at an impasse, not knowing which thing to choose, not seeing things clearly. So for your case, I think that you guys could have issues with making decisions, especially because you don't know the future. So it's almost like you don't love taking risks. Yeah. You don't want to make the decision that's going to have you looking like this guy over here falling off the wheel. You want to make the decision that's going to have you at the top. So part of your CEO journey is coming to terms with the fact that, there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, there's going to be good years, bad years, good sales, bad sales. So Being indecisive could be an issue that you're facing in general. Then we have the Three of Pentacles with the Eight of Swords. Okay, so this kind of goes back to this whole indecisiveness thing, not wanting to make a decision. And I think that's part of the reason why you guys are such good collaborators, is that you'd rather make a decision as a team. You know, you'd rather make a democratic decision, like okay, there's 10 people sitting in a circle, we're all gonna vote on what to do, as opposed to you being the main one making the decision, because that stresses you out. It makes you have analysis paralysis. You'd rather, like, you know, assemble a team of people or call 5 of your closest friends and be like, what do you think I should do? What do you think I should do? What do you think I should do? So that's good because it makes people feel included, but it's also not so good because you have problems making decisions. And sometimes the CEO has to make decisions on their own, right? Like if the CEO has to decide who's getting fired, sometimes that's a decision only you can make. Do you know what I'm saying? So you're a master collaborator, but you can put too much responsibility on who you're collaborating with in terms of making decisions or deciding on what path to take. Another thing to take note of here is that we have 2 threes, right? We have 3 Pentacles and 3 of Cups. And then we also have the 10 of Cups along with Wheel of Fortune, which is also 10. So 3 is a card of like partnerships and creativity. And then 10 is a card of like things coming to an end. And then like the new beginning. So you guys can also be very creative. Again, collaboration is a big thing for you. Okay, then we have the Ace of Swords clarified by the Queen of Pentacles. So with the Ace of Swords, again, you guys can have a lot of creative ideas, but with the Queen of Pentacles clarifying it, it's kind of saying that the Queen of Pentacles is someone who she has more of like an earth energy, right? So she's more into, she's not as big of a risk taker as some of the other queens, is what I'm trying to say. So she's going to make the best financial decision. She's not going to be the one to like jump off the edge of a cliff in the hopes that it'll, you know, be the best decision. So being more of a risk taker could be something that benefits you guys in the long run. Also with the Queen of Pentacles, she's someone who is hardworking, responsible, reliable, disciplined, likes structure. So if any of those things describe you, she can kind of have that Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus energy. So some of you could be one of those 3 signs or have some of those personality traits. It could also mean that you carry out your ideas in a very Queen of Pentacles way. So you're somebody who's going to be more organized about it. You're going to be someone who is more like, maybe more of a perfectionist, is someone who is structured. Like you're just going to have kind of like I know we're talking about Rihanna right now, but it's going to be more of like a Beyonce type of vibe with because, you know, Beyonce is a Virgo. So it's just going to be more like, I'm about my bag. So let me make sure that the way I carry out and execute this idea is going to give me the highest return on investment with the lowest amount of risk. Like that's kind of what this is kind of giving me. Okay, or even if I take risks, I'm going to make sure that it's like carefully planned out. All right, you don't make any moves without consulting 20 people, writing a pros and cons list, praying on it, pulling, you know, like you're gonna make sure you cover all your bases. You're not gonna rush into anything without all the facts first. Then for the archetype cards, we have the Bardo and the Mentor. So the Bardo is described as like this in between the spiritual and between the physical. So you guys can be a very intuitive person. Okay, you can have a very deep like a well of knowledge, but you don't necessarily know it's there until you get put into certain situations. Okay, so it's like when you get put into different situations, your intuition tells you how to act and what to do. But because you have a lot of swords cards here, or you have the 2 of swords and the 8 of swords, your logical mind might come through and be like, nah, don't do that. Okay. But you do have this connection to your intuition that could be there if you choose to explore it further, because that could help you a lot moving forward. I mean, it does help you with when it comes to choosing people, but in terms of making business decisions or things like that, that could be more of a challenge. Then with the mentor card, this is talking about you guys being experts and being someone that people come to for advice. So again, you're very good with people and managing relationships with people, making them feel valued, offering value to them when they choose to work with you. So you're learning from others, because to be a good mentor, you have to be a good student, right? So you're not only learning from the people that you're choosing because they're going to be experts in their field, but you're also teaching them things in return because you're an expert in your field. And with the Queen of Pentacles here, Queen of Pentacles is somebody who can easily be an expert because she's someone who's consistent. She's responsible. She's going to be, she doesn't mind working on something for years, as opposed to someone who is like maybe more of an air sign, Queen of Swords type, who could get bored after a short amount of time and move on to something else. Like the Queen of Pentacles, she's more of a consistency type of person. So you could definitely become an expert in the field that you choose to explore. Then for the animal cards, we have the lizard and the wolf. So I'm just going to read a little bit from the book on these animals. So for the wolf, it says guardian of family and tribe, activism, ritual. The wolf's mission is to uphold the well-being and longevity of the pack. Healthy wolf energy expresses itself through activism, mentorship, humanitarian efforts, or teaching. The wolf gets into trouble when it assumes every member of the tribe must follow suit. Although it will surely be uncomfortable at first, practicing tolerance helps balance out agitated wolf energy. Contemplate the following: embrace all, exclude none. So when in balance, they are reliable, democratic, and fearless. When out of balance, they're judgmental and dominating. Okay, so this goes back to what I was saying about your relationships with people. It can almost feel like a family. So with that 10 of Cups there, that's usually a card that signifies family. So partnerships. So you guys know how to lead a pack, but also make everyone feel like they're part of a tribe, part of a collective group with one mission at its center. Then with the lizard card, it says instinctual, sensitive to the subtle, dreamer. The lizard is an expert in the realm of sensory perception. As if it has a sixth sense, the lizard hears what is yet to be spoken and sees what is yet to manifest. Although this is an amazing gift, it can easily wear the lizard down. Big crowds, lots of travel, or overstimulation will drain a lizard of their magical essence. So when in balance, the lizard is artistic, telepathic, and spiritual. When out of balance, they're elusive, non-committal, and flaky. Okay, so you guys, again, with that Bardo card, you sort of can exist in between the spiritual and the physical. So you can almost be like clair sentient, clair cognizant. Like you'll just know things. You just have a sixth sense that's there, but it also makes you very creative. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of you are Pisces or have Pisces energy in your chart, because the Pisces energy can be one that unconsciously takes in the energy of the collective and then creates things that resonate with a large group of people. So keep that in mind. That doesn't have to apply to you, but some of you may feel like that resonates. Okay, then I have some oracle cards here and Rihanna lyrics that I'm going to pull to get into some of the obstacles you guys could be facing in order to level up. Okay, so group 3. First we have harmony, and then below that we have the yin card reversed. So again, harmony is going back to your talent with relationships, bringing the right people together, forming a family, helping people. But we also have yin reversed. So I think it's important to not be too overly reliant on the people around you, again, because you may have issues making decisions. You want other people to make decisions for you, or you are too influenced by other people's opinions instead of making your own. So the yin energy could be reversed, could say like, it might be good for you to sort of embody more of that yang energy, which is more of that ability to take action on your ideas. It's easier with yang energy, you'll be able to make decisions on your own, that kind of thing. Then with rest and rejuvenate, with flexible underneath, this is talking about taking the time to really get to know yourself, to be in solitude. Maybe being around all these people is not good for you. And this is also why Pisces energy is something that this is also why Pisces energy is something that I'm picking up on, because with Pisces energy, the identity or the opinions can kind of get cloudy, and you can sort of start picking up on other people's ideals and opinions, emotions, whatever. Like the Pisces is like the one of the more empathic zodiac signs. Okay, so spending time in solitude can help you a lot, and it'll also help you tap into that intuition that you need to make better decisions, or make decisions easier without the mental conflict that you tend to feel. Then with the flexible card, I think that's more talking about being flexible with the outcomes of decisions. Again, we had the Wheel of Fortune before, so life happens in cycles. Things are not always going to be, you're not always going to be at the top of the wheel. Sometimes you're going to be falling off the wheel. Sometimes you're going to be one turn in the wheel. Okay, so whether you're in control or not, it's important to be flexible over what could happen in the future and be open to the different possibilities, because that could actually be more rewarding than living your life in fear or making decisions based on fear. Then we have the partnerships and alliances card with soulmates right underneath it. Keep in mind, this is another 3 card. So this is the third card that has the number 3 on it. And then we haven't gotten to this card yet, but this has 33. So get into the number 3 if you have not already. But anyways, partnerships and alliances, soulmates. So again, forming bonds with people is a big part of your CEO glow up and your personality. I could see some of you, maybe even if you do choose to start a business, eventually starting a business with a close friend or your partner, that could actually be very successful. You guys would be able to have that working relationship, but also your personal relationship in balance, just because you do tend to be good with relationships with other people. Then we have shadow with imagine underneath. So the shadow card is basically the moon card in tarot, if you guys are familiar with that. So this to me is saying that your imagination could be, it's not that your imagination is blocked off, but you could experience artistic blockages. And that's also why it's important to get that rest and rejuvenation, that alone time, because that'll help you recharge so that you can come back with even more creative ideas. This could also be talking about you being too overly reliant on logic to the point that either your imagination or creativity is stifled or your intuition is stifled. So doing the work to sort of figure out why that is and how to unblock these things, that's going to help you a lot with your CEO glow up. Then with the blossoming card here, I'm going to read a little bit from the book over what this card means. So it says, do not give up. You have planned for this. Take no notice of what others think or say about you. Open and rise. Someone around you may be jealous of your success. Mark your victories. I joyfully blossom and I feel no fear. Okay, so having this fear of change, having a fear of failure, of the outcome, that could be hindering your growth. But yeah, just get comfortable with the unknown, get comfortable with not knowing how things are going to turn out, because you could actually find greater reward that way. Group 3. Then I'm also going to post some Rihanna lyrics from this jar that may resonate with you. Okay, so I'm going to reach in, pull some lyrics. Okay, so first lyric we have is, when I look outside my window, I can't get no peace of mind. That is from the song Consideration. Then we have the song, Then we have the lyric, I'm not trying to go against you. Actually, I'm going with you, from the song Desperado. Then we have, and I can't feel my body now. I separate from here and now, from the song Never Ending. Okay, so this first lyric, when I look outside my window, I can't get no peace of mind. Okay, so this could be referring back to your indecisiveness. You may have a very active mind. You could be a worrier. You could be sort of more an anxious personality type. So being able to take that rest and rejuvenation, meditate perhaps, that can help you quiet your mind so you don't have these anxious thoughts. And then again, getting more comfortable with the unknown can help a lot with that as well. Then with the lyric we have here, I'm not trying to go against you. Actually, I'm going with you. So this is going back to your talent for partnerships, for picking the right people to be in your team or your family. Your work family is like a second family. So you have the ability to make it seem like you're in a partnership with your employees, okay? You are not going to make decisions that are not going to be in their best interest. You're going to make decisions that are in their best interest. That's kind of how they're looking at you, and it makes them trust you more. It makes them want to follow you more. So definitely keep that in mind as you move forward. That is your relationships with others, your ability to mentor them, to provide value, and then for them to provide value to you in return, right? Like, because you're learning lessons from each other. And then finally, I can't feel my body now. I separate from here and now. That goes back to the bardo and being in this in-between state, having this intuition, even the rest and rejuvenate card, right? Being able to meditate and sort of escape from your present body so that you can sort of just let go of all your thoughts. Okay, so this to me is just like a big red flag that you guys need to meditate, do some breathing exercises or something. That could help you a lot. Okay, group 3. So I hope you enjoyed this pick a card reading on your CEO personality, your inner Rihanna, okay, your inner bad gal. All right, and the obstacles you need to face and overcome. Hope you enjoyed this reading. Hope to see you again on my channel. And I'm going to move on to group number 4. Hello, group number 4, and welcome to your pick a card reading on your inner Rihanna, your CEO personality, as well as what obstacles you may have to overcome in order to level up as a boss. So first here, I'm going to be talking about your CEO personality. And then later on in the reading, I have some oracle cards here. This is going to be about your obstacles, as well as some Rihanna lyrics here to get some more clarification on that. So let's start here. First card we have is the 7 of Cups, clarified by the Judgment reversed. Okay, so the 7 of Cups. Okay, yeah, the 7 of Cups is a card of choices. And then when we have Judgment reverse underneath. So I'm thinking that you guys may have a lot of options in front of you in terms of what you could do in your life, right? Like there's a lot of different paths you could take, a lot of different roads, and you're kind of unsure how each one will turn out. The outcome is not clear. However, with the Judgment card reversed, it's saying that because there's kind of like a trumpet here, to me it's saying that like the message is clear what you should pick, but you're kind of ignoring it. Okay, so you're not following that inner voice that's telling you what you need to do. Instead, you're kind of just like looking at these options like, oh, what to pick? But yeah, there is an inner voice here that's telling you pick this one, but you're just kind of like keeping your options open right now. Then with the Page of Cups and the Hierophant reversed, you could be someone who is very eccentric, very quirky, doesn't really follow tradition. As a matter of fact, you scoff at tradition, you sneer at tradition. You could be like an Aquarius or like a water sign. You don't have to be, but Aquarians kind of, they don't like to follow trends. They like to do their own thing. They could be seen as kind of like aliens or weirdos. So that's kind of like the vibe I'm getting from you guys as well. Is that you have your own special way of looking at the world and it makes perfect sense to you. But other people who are more traditional and follow the status quo, they don't get it. And you're totally okay with that because you don't care for the way they like to live their life anyways. Because that's not for you. Okay, then with the... and then the Page of Cups can also talk about someone who's very creative, maybe has a lot of creative talent. So when we have the Seven of Cups right next to it, so maybe that could be why you're keeping your options open. It's that you have a lot of talents, but there may be like specific ones that you're being called to do, but you don't want to limit yourself, so you're choosing to still pursue or keep in mind all of your options instead of just narrowing it down. Then with the Knight of Swords, clarified by the Nine of Cups. So you guys could be, the Knight of Swords talks about someone who rushes into things, who acts before thinking, or it could have to do with like an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, which I just talked about Aquarius 5 seconds ago. So this to me is saying that you guys are very, what's the word I'm looking for? Motivated by your personal happiness. Okay, so you take action on the things that are going to bring you the greatest emotional fulfillment. You're not going to be the type of person who you're just going to do something for the sake of your reputation. You're not going to do something because tradition told you to do it or your parents told you to do it. You're going to do something because it's what makes you happy. It's what's going to make you feel good, basically. So that's good in terms of your mental health. You guys kind of have the most to gain there because that's what you focus on. Then finally, we have the 10 of Pentacles clarified by the 10 of Swords. So this to me is kind of saying like 10 of Pentacles is like a card of family. Then 10 of Swords can be sort of like a backstabbing, betrayal situation or overthinking. But in your case, I feel like you guys, like I said, you don't really follow tradition. So this may have turned people away from you. People you know personally could possibly not support decisions you've made, or they don't like the path that you're trying to take. And so they've kind of turned their back on you in a sense. And it doesn't necessarily have to mean extremely, like, I'm not saying they've necessarily disowned you, but they could just kind of like, there's sort of this barrier here of like, no, you're kind of disappointing us a little bit, and that hurts you. Okay. So there's people around you in your life who don't support the things that you're doing. But again, you're still persistent when it comes to your personal happiness. That is a huge motivator for you. You are the Page of Cups, so you could be more emotionally driven as opposed to logically driven. So whatever fills your cups, in a sense, basically that's what you're going to pay attention to, even if it means offending other people or having people not support you. So the archetype cards here we have are the River and the Comic. So with the Comic, that's going to be someone who is more childlike and kind of, again, if you look at this card, there's a cat, there's the cat has a hat, a party hat. You know, this is kind of like a quirky, eccentric looking card. And again, this goes back to what I was saying about the Page of Cups. You guys are kind of like not sticking to the status quo. You're a unique individual. And you may have sort of like a childlike sense of wonder about the world, maybe, perhaps, because the Comic can also represent the Fool card in tarot, which is kind of like more of like a childlike, naive energy. Not saying you're naive, but you just have more of like a youthful spirit, an exuberant, joyful spirit. So not really much can get you down, even though we do have the 10 of Swords there. So your family can get you down. But other than that, you pretty much have more of a positive outlook on life. Then with the River, so the River, that goes back to water. That goes back to you being more of an emotionally driven person. Someone who could be very spiritual and motivated by emotional fulfillment. You could also have a lot of skills related to not water, but like your emotions. So for example, maybe you are an artist. It's just an example, I'm not saying you are, but if you're an artist, you use your art to express your emotions. If you're a writer, which the words you write, expressing your emotions, the things you create as a CEO or as a boss, whether that's the CEO of your life or the CEO of a business, it's going to be things that emotionally express who you are and what you believe in. And also it has that exuberance, childlike sense of wonder. Okay. Then we have 3 animal spirit cards. I'm going to read a little bit from the book about each of these animals and what they represent. So first we have the frog. For the frog, it says clearing, cleansing, and healing. The frog and the water element are almost inseparable. The frog spends its first months of life entirely within this healing element and then emerges to rest on land. Its needs for cleansing and rejuvenation is regular. Frogs tend to become overworked and undernourished. So it's vital that such sensitive creatures practice self-care. Okay, and it also says, this card serves as a reminder that water helps us cleanse, forgive, and release. So going back to the 10 of Swords we have here, there could be some emotional burdens on you because you may have people in your life that don't agree with what you're doing. And it's important with this frog energy to release that anger, release any resentment you have towards the people who don't believe in what you're trying to do here, because sometimes, when it comes to your loved ones, they can't support something they can't see. And so even though you may have a dream or something you want to accomplish, because they can't see it, they don't really want to support you in that manner. They'd rather you choose something safe and traditional. But just know that, once they see it, they're obviously they're going to change their minds and they'll be there to support you, hopefully. So yes. And even if they're not there to support you, you guys have a lot of joy and you just have a lot of joy, and that could draw people to you who are there to support you, who are going to be there to support you. So in a sense, you can create a second family because of the type of person you are. All right, then we have the dragonfly. The dragonfly is the master of light, illusion, and the mind. The dragonfly is an ancient and ethereal creature that awakens a sense of wonder and awe. The dragonfly is a symbol of the mind as it is always moving, shifting, shimmering, and changing. When the dragonfly card appears, it's worth considering the quality of your mind and perception. Are they restless or still, dreamlike or crystal clear? The situation at hand may be different than it appears at first glance. The dragonfly reminds us to calm the mind, and so calm the mind so the light of wisdom can shine through. Okay, so when in balance, they see clearly, are joyful, and are magical. When out of balance, they cannot concentrate and they have a busy mind. So this is going back to the Seven of Cups. Okay, as well as the joy, the part that describes the dragonfly as being joyful. That's going back to the comic. Okay, so you guys have a busy mind. You have a lot going on creatively or emotionally that you could take advantage of. But once you're still, this card is kind of reminding you to be still so that you can make the best decision here. And so the Judgment card won't be reversed in that sense. It would be upright because you'd be hearing the messages coming through. And again, because you guys are so connected to water, that could also be an indication of having a great intuition or just being connected to the spiritual side of things. So you're receiving messages, whether you're aware of it or not, of what you should be doing and the paths that you can be taking. And you're already hearing some of them because you are a unique person and you're kind of doing your own thing. But it just in terms of what steps to take next, having that Judgment card be upright is a matter of really just being still and listening to that inner voice. Okay. Finally, the golden egg. I'm not going to read the book on this one. Basically, the golden egg represents the heart chakra. So that's about like self-love, self-nurturing, being comfortable with your emotional self, being open to being vulnerable. So you guys can really have the capacity to create something that is emotionally resonating with other people as a CEO, whether it's your own life or again a business you create. You really have the gift to inspire others and even maybe heal others, because there's a lot of water energy going on here, and water is a healing element. Basically living your best life can heal other people and bring joy to other people. So that's pretty powerful stuff. Group number 4. Okay, now we're going to look at the oracle cards that represent, and the Rihanna song lyrics, that represent the obstacles that you may be facing. Okay, so first card we have here is Triumphant Success, clarified by Clean It Up reversed. So I feel like you guys have the capacity to, again, be very successful, but it's going to happen in a very unorthodox manner because we have Clean It Up here in reverse. Okay, so you're going to be able to organize your life in a specific, in a way that is very specific to you, so that you can achieve the success you want, whatever that means to you. Okay, so it's not going to come about in a traditional way. So if for any reason, if any of you are trying to conform to a more traditional path, that may not be the best decision, especially if you feel in your heart that you shouldn't even be doing that in the first place. But yeah, keep that in mind. All right, then we have the Intuition card with a change in the wind reversed. Okay, so with a change in the wind reversed, I feel like this is saying that your intuition can lead you down a difficult path. Intuition doesn't always have to lead you to the easy path or the one that's the most pleasant, but it's going to lead you to the one that is the most rewarding, that is going to reap the greatest benefits in the long run or in the end. So keep that in mind with your intuition. Even if your intuition is trying to tell you to make a decision that you know, or make the choice that you know logically is going to bring you the most difficulty, be open to that, because in the long run, it's going to be better for you and it's going to emotionally fulfill you more in the long run, okay? Then with Trapped in Fear and Treasure Island. Okay, this to me is saying on the other side of this fear that you may be feeling or experiencing, is, again, great rewards, great benefits, everything you've ever wanted, all the emotional fulfillment, even financial fulfillment. But it's just a matter of taking action and taking steps. So maybe some of you with that 10 of swords we were seeing earlier, some of you actually may be overthinking and choosing logic over that emotion because of other people's influence. But once you sort of overcome this inability to act in the way that best fits you and who you are as a person, you could basically find your treasure island. Okay, which is in water, which we've been talking about all throughout this reading. Basically following your emotions, not following your emotions, but going after your emotional fulfillment and happiness is going to give you the greatest treasure of all. Then with Shadow and the Imagine card. So the Shadow card is actually the Moon card in tarot, and then we have Imagine. So you guys probably have a very active imagination. Maybe you daydream a lot. You have a lot of creative ideas. Connect with that. Take advantage of that. That is your greatest asset. Don't look at it as a weakness. I don't know if maybe you have people in your life who feel like emotions are a weakness or a hindrance, but it's not. It's one of your greatest strengths. Okay. Then here I have 2 Queen of the Moon Oracle cards. We have Abundance and Masculine. So I'm going to read a little bit from the book on both of these cards. Okay, so for 38 Abundance, it says, take advantage of this time of abundance. It is all around you. Possibility and opportunity are everywhere. You are open and responsive to the abundance around you. There's enough for everyone. I'm abundant and I am surrounded by opportunity. Then with the Masculine card, it says, it is time to step forward and lead. Be the leader in your own life. You have more power than you think. It is time to formally learn more, enroll in a new course, or learn a new skill. Offer your protection to someone weaker than yourself. Take steps to improve your health and vitality. May the positive attributes of the Masculine align with me. Okay, so with Abundance, this is, a sign that what you got going on is going to lead to abundance. You already are abundant, but even more awaits for you once you get over some of the fears you have, some of the obstacles you have. And then with the Masculine, this is just a reminder to take control over your life, have power over your own life. Don't let other people dictate what you should do. Do what feels true to you. Having a balance of that with all this water energy, you already have a lot of sort of that feminine energy. And hopefully you guys know, feminine energy doesn't necessarily mean that you're a woman. Masculine energy doesn't necessarily mean that you're a man. It's just 2 different ways of being, basically. I don't know if that makes sense. It's just 2 different energies, but yeah, having that balance with all this water, that's a lot of feminine energy. So just keep in mind that you do have control over your own life. You don't have to feel like a victim or like other people are trying to move you around like a chessboard piece. At the end of the day, you can choose what you want to choose and what's best for you. Okay. Finally, I'm going to pick a few Rihanna lyrics that can give us some more clarification. I'm gonna pick first lyric. Here we have, yeah, I said it, from the song. Yeah, I said it. Then we have all this hard work, no vacation, from the song Sex With Me. And then finally, we have all the signs I don't read, 2 sides of me can't agree, from the song Same Old Mistakes. Okay, so with yeah, I said it. All right. There is a lot of blue. I don't know if y'all can see that. Hold on, get into her. There's a lot of blue. This is blue. This is blue. Blue. Water is blue. There's a lot of blue happening here. So it's important that you guys say what you mean, say what you feel. Don't feel like you have to hide anything. We did have the Knight of Swords earlier in the tarot, clarified by the Nine of Cups. So also just speaking your truth, making sure that your words are aligning with your feelings is going to be key for you guys. Just be honest. Just keep it real. Again, you have control over your life. So if you can't choose how other people are going to react, but you can choose how you're going to react and how the things that you say and whether or not that aligns with who you are as a person. Next, we have all this hard work, no vacation. All this hard work, no vacation. So this is just a reminder. This is a reminder of the abundance that awaits. Well, you already have abundance, but how much more abundance awaits for you on the other side of fear. It may feel like stress now, or certain parts of your life can feel stressful, but with your gifts, okay, your emotional depth, the way you understand people and life, and your ability to heal yourself and maybe potentially heal others, that when you are doing work that aligns with your passion and who you are, it feels less like work than it does for people who are in boring 9-to-5 jobs that they hate. Do you know what I'm saying? So get aligned with your gifts and your passion, and life will feel less like work and more like vacation on a daily basis. Then, all the signs I don't read, two sides of me can't agree. Okay, so you guys, we did have the Seven of Cups before. So, and now we have trapped in fear and intuition. So just make sure we're using our intuition. We're using that sixth sense to make decisions. You might have inner conflictions. Is that even the right word? You might be conflicted on the inside, okay, about life, things you're deciding to do, decisions you're making. But as long as you use your intuition, you will not be led astray. Again, your intuition can lead you down a difficult path at times, but it is the most rewarding path. It is the path that you need to learn the lessons that are necessary and all that good stuff. So group number 4, I hope you enjoyed this Rihanna-themed CEO vibes, boss life vibes reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it resonated. Please leave a comment, like. I hope to see you again in another video. And thank you for watching.